What is up, Retromaniacs? My name is Mike. His name is Joe. His name is EP. And this week, we're going to give you guys 5 hobby questions. These two are going to answer them too. But, let us know in the comments what you would pick from this list of questions. Get right into it. Question number 1. If you're a collector, would you rather have a expensive box of cards to rip, or do you think you're better off buying cards and breaks?
I mean, the rip is so much fun. I mean, just ripping your own cards is so much fun. The problem is there's a lot of situations where you're paying more for the box than you would for a spot in a break. And if you can pick your own team in a break, there's a better chance you actually get the cards you want. So for someone who would rather buy the cards individually anyway, I think for me, probably a break as a collector. If I want to have fun, it's a rip, though. If I want to have fun, it's definitely a rip.
I think I know the answer coming from this guy. But
yeah,
go ahead,
Yeah,
EP.
it's 100% ripping all day. Even if I have to not buy the expensive stuff and just buy and settle for something lower end, I'd rather rip. I like to see the variety of cards. I like to have a variety of players and cards, and go through them as I'm opening. So I would just completely skip it if I came down to, well, you can't afford this, you're gonna have to break. So I would find something cheaper and just rip, because that's my hobby experience.
When you have the golden touch and you can just rip and pull.
Did you hear he got a Drew Jones auto? Did you hear that?
I didn't hear that, but wow, Drew Jones auto. Yeah, of course. When you always
and he pulled
gold.
this. He pulled this too.
Wow, fantastic. All right, next one. Which is better? Big card show or a little card show? EP, let us know your thoughts.
I mean, my experience is little card show wins every time. We just went to one this past weekend, and I stopped at a dealer that I hadn't really talked to that much, and he was fun to talk to, very knowledgeable about sports and about cards, and I picked up a bunch of cards. We all picked up a bunch of cards from him, and it was really cool. I don't think I've ever stopped at his table before. I might have seen him and talked to him a little bit, but I've never actually purchased any cards from him, I don't think. And so I've only made it to, I want to say, 5 or 6 dealers yesterday, despite the fact that there were, there's probably a decent numbers, maybe 20-ish, something like that. I would say. Yeah. And so I only made it to like 6 of them, a couple of them that I'm go to every time that I'm there. But yes, it's cool to you're not going to be able to do that at a show that's massive with lots of people there. I just feel like you're very limited. I feel like more limited at a larger show, I feel.
Joe?
So I think that's a perfect answer for EP, because EP loves to go.
I kind of feel like you're both going to have different answers.
Yeah, he loves going through and he was doing that. I have some video. We should make a little side episode, but going through each card, picking out what he wants, and it's like a nice serene kind of, he can just sit there and enjoy that moment. For me, I kind of like the spectacle, right? I'm Joe Day, man. I love spectacle. I am a spectacle. So for me, for someone who doesn't really collect like EP collects, because you'll collect anything EP. If you think a card looks cool, it doesn't matter if you collect that player or not. You're gonna do that. When we were at the show yesterday, I was looking for very specific things, and I knew I probably wasn't going to find them, because the very specific things I was looking for are from high-end products, low numbered, things like that. So I'm not going to find that at a local show. I had a blast, by the way. I'm not taking anything away from the show. It was a blast. I had more fun there than I did at the National, because again, you're just kind of sensory overload. But if I'm going as a collector and I really want to find some stuff that I can't find online, or if I can't find at a local card shop or something, I'm going to a big card show. I'm going to the National. I'm going to the Dallas Card Show, and there's one in Philly that I think we really should try and hit up sometime. But yeah, for me, I want the spectacle. I want to have that opportunity to see a bunch of different stuff, because I'm not going to camp out at a table and sit there and go through cards.
Exactly what I thought your answers would be on that, and you did not disappoint. Okay, next one. Which is better? Would you want a rookie patch auto with just a plain old non-game used fancy looking patch, or do you want just a numbered auto of that player without the fake memorabilia patch?
that one. That's the one I want. I want, because there's so much of a premium placed on fancy looking patches that have no association to anything, right? So you're going to spend sometimes 2 or 3 times the amount that you're going to spend on just a really nice low numbered auto to have that fake patch in it. So to me, why am I spending double what I would just to have the same auto and the same amount of game used memorabilia, right? Why am I going to spend that much? They look cool, I get it, but if I'm going to spend my money on something, give me just the auto at half the price that I would have to pay for that fancy RPA.
Okay.
Yeah, the crazy thing for me is like when you asked this question, my immediate thought was to throw money out the window. Like I'm not thinking about the money part of it at all. And that in that case, give me the RPA. Like give me the cool looking card. As a fan of 1990s inserts, like give me the cool looking card. As much as I don't want to, you spend your money, the way you went to shape the world or whatever. So it shouldn't be something that's not game worn, but still, like when it comes down to a really cool card of a player that I really want to collect, like I'm probably gonna maybe go with the card that looks cooler.
If I'm throwing money out the window and I could get like a Kenny Pickett RPA with like the Pit script or Rock the Panther or whatever on it, I totally. If money is no object, I think it's a cooler looking card. But I say this all the time, shit costs money, right? So, if I'm going to put my money out there, I'm going to get what I feel is the same card in effect. The auto is what I'm actually looking for. I'm going to get the same card for a lot less.
Yeah, I mean, your answer was the smart answer for sure. But like I said, what just popped into my head was, well, I mean, I don't even think about the money part of it. I want the cool.
EP thinks with his heart.
Yeah.
EP thinks with his heart.
Fair enough. Okay, question 4, 2-part question. You're selling a $500 card on eBay. Are you pro or anti eBay authenticity guarantee? Are you happy?
You just went through it.
When we start?
Yeah, go ahead, EP.
I am 100% pro. I am completely completely transparent with my listings. If there's something wrong, I'm going to put it on there. There should be absolutely no reason why my card would not get authenticated. And again, most of the stuff I pulled out of packs myself. I don't buy a lot of high end. Never buy like high end stuff to try to flip or anything like that. That's just not my game.
You don't have to. So, you just pull it out of packs.
So that's my way of looking at it, and I like that the authentication that there is that step. As much as people want to get their stuff so they can relist it probably right away, but like for me, I like that there's a step where somebody can look at it and say, okay, this seller is a good seller. He's doing what he wants to do, and he's doing what he needs to do to make sure that this is the correct listing for the correct card, and then they ship it off to the buyer who should be happy because of this extra step, in my opinion.
Okay, Joe.
As a collector, I absolutely love it. It gives you an opportunity to buy cards that maybe.
Well, you're answering as a seller.
As a seller, I also love it, because then someone can't come back and say, "This isn't what I got. This isn't what I wanted. This isn't what you had promoted. This isn't what you listed." And eBay buyers are kind of jerks, right? Yep. A lot of the time. So
they can be.
It's
most of them are not. Yeah.
Right.
But every now and then you run into
Pump the brakes.
You run into all of them are terrible people. No. Panther 27 has done.
He's done. That's Panther 27.
Panther 27.
Not affiliated with.
You're gonna put the thing up flashing. Panther 27 flashing on the screen.
But you will run into bad buyers. So it protects you. I don't understand why anyone would be upset about being protected from your listing. I mean, EP was so concerned about the Drew Jones he pulled. He was like, when can I actually spend this money? I'm like, as soon as it was authenticated, you're good, man. Like no one can return it for any BS reason once it gets authenticated. And as a seller, that's a really nice comfort level.
Okay. And part B, 1-word answer. If you're a buyer, you're okay with it too, right?
Love it.
Yes.
2 words.
I kind of figured by your first answer is really not much of a reason to take too much time on that. All right, last question. There's a Grail card out there you want. It's recent, let's say 2015. I don't know. Don't just work with me here. I know.
Weird year to choose. Sorry.
I just showing that it's a more recent
random
card.
Right,
We're not
right.
talking about a vintage card here.
Okay.
It's your grail
Alright.
card.
Mhm.
There are 2 available on eBay for the same price. One is graded a PSA 7. One is raw. Which one are you choosing?
Whichever one looks better. I wouldn't even look at the 7. I won't. I would blow up the picture as big as I could on both of them. Get that label out of the way. I would go over and see what I think the card looks like. I mean, it's hard online. Obviously, if I'm at a show, it's a whole different can of worms, right? You can look at both cards. I don't care if it's labeled a 7. If it's for my PC, I don't care, what the number is on it. If it looks better, I know a lot of people are going to say, "Well, buy." It's the Family Guy thing. It could be a boat. Like, do you want a boat or do you want this box? Well, there could be a boat in the box, so I'll take the box. No, just take the boat, right? That's kind of how I feel about the card. It does. If it looks better, raw or graded, yeah, sure, the ungraded one could be a 9. But if it doesn't look better, and it's for my PC, what's it matter?
Sub question. Are you worried though about the raw one being an 8-year-old card now that was never graded, that there might be something more wrong with it than the 7?
So let me answer that real quick by saying the 3 of us love Alico 3, right? Love him. We watch a lot of his stuff at Appointment Television. If he lists a card on his eBay page ungraded, I will not buy it because there's a reason that it's ungraded. I mean, he grades so much stuff. So yeah, I get that point too. If maybe there is something wrong with it, you can't see from the pictures, but maybe the card in the slab has been trimmed too. You don't know that either. So I mean, it's kind of just at that point, you just kind of have to hope and pray that you took the nicest looking one for your collection and move on.
Okay.
I feel like I would need a little bit more information about the card. Like, how limited is it? Is it something that people have trimmed or have like?
That's not the game, EP.
No, that is the game. It's 100% the game because you're going to buy the PSA 7 if it's a card that's
it's
very
your grail
limited
card. You already know all of that information.
Okay, well then I know
because you've wanted this card forever, and there are 2 up there. All the pitfalls, anything that could be wrong.
Okay, then this card is numbered to 10, and it is a Shohei Ohtani. Well, it's not Shohei Ohtani, but it is a Shohei Ohtani level. Shohei Ohtani level.
That's
card.
an XRC.
A finest refractor.
Only EP would make
that
this
is named
a specific card.
So I want the PSA 7 because then I know it's the actual card, and that's what I would do, I guess.
But you would also know it's the actual card if we go through eBay authentication. The raw one you would know it's the actual card as well.
Is that true? Would we? I mean, can they do that through the authenticate? Like I would, and I also wouldn't want to deal with the hassle of. Like, if there are only 2 available, it's number 10.
They're supposed to make sure it's real, so I'm assuming it's a real card either way.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, if that's the case, then yeah, I'll take the best looking one, the best centered one, I guess. But
okay,
yeah,
all right.
Well, difficult.
There you go. Yes, you made that one way more difficult than it needed to be.
You guys are the difficult ones. You stop. You gotta stop. You really get
yeah. Okay. Well, anybody watching this video, please let us know what you would answer, and let us know if you could easily answer the last question,
and let us know
who's being into this big deal.
Yeah, and let us know
who's being difficult. It's pretty obvious right there. But other than that, thanks for watching. See you next week, guys.
See you, boys.
See ya.